Automotive here, coming at you with another review. As you guys can tell, behind me we have a nice Range Rover Sport HST today. Look at this car. Just look at it. I'm gonna show you a quick little, little something for you guys. Look at this exterior. It's finished in a nice Indus silver color. It has black accents all over the car, literally everywhere. It has nice 22-inch rims that are finished in gloss black, and it has nice red brake calipers. Personally, let me tell you a little bit about the car before we get to it. Range Rover Sport. This is my second favorite car when it comes to exterior styling. First car being a G-Wagon, BMW X5, Porsche Cayenne, and I'm going to say Audi Q7. Yeah, Audi Q7. So those are three competitors. Personally, this car is priced at $105,000. I don't know if I can justify that price, but I do have to say that this is the most carbon fiber I've seen on a Range Rover, and this is one of the best looking Range Rovers I've seen. This paint, literally stunning. Just look at it. It pops in the sun. It has a nice little pearl to it. If we look over to the side, maybe you guys can see the pearl right here. Coming over to the side, it has carbon fiber over here. It has carbon fiber over here, and it has nice little Range Rover logo right there. Coming over to the front, I'm absolutely in love with these headlights. Just take a look at them. They just make the front end look that much more aggressive, and it also has a little carbon fiber strip right there. And literally love that Range Rover writing, because a lot of manufacturers just throw a logo on there and that's it. So whenever I see one on the road, I'm like, damn, I kind of won that car. But then I think back, I'm like, dude, I'm kind of jealous. Like that guy has a nice car. But then I think back to it, I'm like, he's probably going to the dealership. The car's probably broken down and he's trying to take it to the dealership, spending more money on it. And I feel sympathetic for him instead of being jealous. And I'm like, dude, that guy's going through some stuff. He is going through some stuff. He's going to pay some money out of his pocket unless he leased the car. Because that way you have a warranty, everything's covered for, and I would never want to own this car out of warranty. Let's get back to the exterior styling. There's nice little adaptive cruise control right there. As you guys can tell, this front fascia looks amazing. I love that front fascia, literally just, oh, so good. And I love the fact that the top of the car is all finished in black, so it's kind of like a two-tone, I guess, but it's all finished in black and makes this car this much better. Just look at it. Damn. Like, look at it, it looks really good, like with the wheels, and this looks like, look at the wheels, look, the wheels are kind of tucked in, and I absolutely love that. Thanks to the adaptive suspension, you can lower the car, or I guess the air ride type of deal. You can lower the car, raise the car, and looks really good. Let's go to the back of the car. These tail lights, damn, I love the red on those tail lights because it matches with the brakes and matches with the interior, as you guys could tell. So damn, it's a good addition. Right next to the rear tail lights, you have a nice little carbon fiber strip right there, and it has a Range Rover logo right there once again. Take a look right here. There's actually holes in the spoiler, so you know what, it's functional. The trunk of this car, honestly, look at this, like it's literally, I don't know what else you need, like there's plenty of room. And in case you're trying to lift some heavy up, you can lower the car actually, and the car lowers so you can lift it up, or you can lift the car back up. I don't know if you guys can tell. Like, let's lift it up all the way. Oh, this is the car in a fully lifted position, and it looks, look at this clearance. You can lower the car completely and tuck it all back in there again. Oh, let's hop into the interior. I'm gonna show you the interior because this car has an amazing interior. interior, you can see right away as soon as you open the door that there's a carbon fiber trim right here and right here. It is actually kind of like a storage compartment in case you want to, you know, hide some, you know, from the popos or from your girlfriend or your wife. You know, you can just store some stuff right there. But let's get inside this car and let me tell you more about it. So on the inside of this car, this is gonna be your view right here. This is your point of view once you're on the inside of this car. I think it's just stunning. Right there, it has a nice HST logo. I like this finish. I don't know what this is, but it has a little like textured finish and it looks really good. It has nice carbon fiber right there. It has carbon fiber once again right here everywhere. This is a cup holders and stuff like that, and I'm glad you can close it so it looks flush. It has an Alcantara steel, like the little knob shifter, Alcantara shifter, Alcantara steering wheel. It has Alcantara inserts on the seat. It's a two-tone, red and black. It's perforated, so it's cooled and heated as well. Let's have an literally like a full-on sunroof type of deal, and it looks really good. Let's get into the interior feature, infotainment center and stuff like that. I do like the layout of this infotainment center. The screen is designated for all the like media, navigation, phone, etc. So you can scroll, you can pick out a bunch of stuff. It is a bit slow to respond. Looking down at the seat controls, climate controls and stuff like that, I love these dials right here because they're multifunctional, meaning that right now you're controlling the temperature, but once you click this little dial right here, you have your heated seats or cooled seats pop up, and you can control it with this dial. So it is multifunctional. It is pretty cool. Looking at this digital cluster, it is perfect. Honestly, I like the way it looks. This is what I'm telling you guys. It lags. Like, look. Now it's finally in. Like, let's go to eco mode. And now it's in eco mode. You guys know what I mean? Like, this screen, it's cool and like it looks really good. It is kind of functional, but it is super laggy. Sometimes it lags way too long and it can be irritating at times. I love this layout. Once again, they're going with a multifunctional theme that they have going all over the car. These paddles they look really good, but they don't feel as good as they look. They're kind of like feeling like a button instead of an actual paddle, and I'm glad they did like the cutout for like the plus and the minus sign for downshifting and upshifting. It looks really good with a cutout. They look like aluminum, pretty good. But let's get into these controls right here. They're multifunctional. Once you click the menu, you notice how everything changes, so now you can actually pick out what you want and stuff like that. Like, it's pretty cool how they went with it, that it's super multifunctional. It avoids having like too many buttons on the steering wheel, and it just kind of blends everything in with the rest of the interior. There's actually a fridge in the center console, and it is cold. There's two different settings for how cold you want it to be. Definitely a cool little feature, the fact that you can put nice little, you know, couple drinks in there and they're staying cold in case you're going tailgating or something. You know, put a couple brewskis in there and you know, you got a couple cold ones. First impressions of driving this car. It's actually a pretty fun car to drive in the city. It has that nice little torque. It has nice power at the low speeds and low RPMs. It can get up and go, you know, whenever you have to change lanes in the city or something like that. You can just accelerate, get in, get out. It does have enough power. 395 horsepower and 405 pound-feet of torque, which isn't ridiculous. It's not that much, honestly, for an SUV of this size, but it provides just enough to get by in case like just a random person gets in this car that doesn't know much about cars. They'd be like, oh yeah, this car has enough pickup, this has enough power to it, which kind of like, you know, it serves the purpose, I guess. One thing I noticed about this engine that during city driving, it's fun and it has enough power, but once it gets on the highway, you kind of have to push this car to get up and go. It does feel a little bit lazy, and the throttle response isn't as good as it is at like low speeds. So in case you want to merge, or like in case you want to pass someone on the highway, you really have to stomp on that gas so you can pass them. 3-liter inline-6 engine that Range Rover has produced. Cool thing about this engine, it's turbocharged, and it's also has an electric supercharger on it, which provides a lot of like power at the low RPMs. My concern regarding that engine is that it's not I guess it's not a conventional engine, where it's just like a regular inline-6 with a turbocharger. They've added an electric supercharger, which to my knowledge is more things that can go wrong with the engine. And knowing that Range Rover did this, I don't completely trust this engine, because Range Rover does have a reputation for terrible quality and not building reliable cars. According to the spec sheet, I think it's somewhere around 19 miles per gallon in the city, and probably like mid-20s to high 20s on the highway. What I think is bad is the fact that in order to fill up this car, you have to spend probably close to $100 for a full tank. I was at a quarter tank last night, and I wanted to fill this car up, and I spent $73 on it, and I was just mind blown. I was like, what? $73 for 3/4 of a tank? That seems a bit excessive. It does handle the road decent. It is a bulky vehicle, so it kind of has a lot of body roll. Steering, nothing crazy. Literally is as you would expect. It's just steering. It turns. It's nothing special. This car has an 8-speed automatic transmission, and I don't know, it has the paddle shifters, it has like the manual modes and stuff like that. It just seems a bit slow to respond. It's more of like a lazier transmission. It doesn't shift instantaneously. It's kind of like a downside of this car. This car does 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds, which isn't bad for the size of this car. Just for this car in general, it's not an SVR, so it shouldn't be anything crazy. I think it's plenty of power for most people that are going to be using this car. I think I'm going to wrap this review up. It's just an okay car to drive. It looks amazing. Quality is okay. It's I wouldn't even call it okay. It's just average. Materials, some of the materials are nice, but I've noticed that they've been going downhill with Range Rover, Land Rover, since they're now owned by an Indian company named Tata, I believe. Tata. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think so. So ever since that company acquired them, I've seen the quality of materials gradually decrease. Like, it's getting worse and worse. So hopefully they figure it out soon. But yeah, to wrap this video up, this was a 2019 Range Rover Sport HSE, or hold up, I'm gonna correct myself, HST. A social status when you're driving this car, that's one big bonus that you get with this car, is I guess you kind of look richer, to be honest. You just look more rich. But yeah, that's literally it. Brakes on this car isn't the best thing, but it does get the job done. It doesn't stop like super aggressive. You really kind of have to punch on them, which I do like, because I think it's more of a comfortable car than it is a sports car. So I feel like the brakes should have that little, like, you know, soft spot, and if you really want to stop, you have to hammer on them, and this is exactly what this car does, so it kind of makes sense, I guess. Follow me on Instagram, 335_F30. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell as always. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this car. I think this interior is amazing, styling is amazing on the outside as well. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!